TitleMatchNetwork.com.
Welcome to another edition of the RF Video Shoot interview series. Today we're joined by none other than the Godwinns, one half of them. The other one's walking around the room, but that's all good.
Waiting on.
I guess I could ask you first. How did you get started in the wrestling business? Were you a fan growing up?
A big fan growing up, yeah. Big fan.
Where were you based out of?
The Virginias, West Virginia, No,
Fire Island, San Francisco.
Yeah, San Francisco sometimes, just wherever.
So that was pretty much Crockett territory back in the day, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And it was something that you wanted to do from an early on age? That
Oh,
you wanted to get into business?
Yeah, most definitely.
Cool. What about you?
I actually graduated high school, got a scholarship to College of West Virginia to play football. During spring practice, I completely destroyed my shoulder, took away my scholarship, said I could never play football again, went home back to Pinellas County, Tampa, Florida, and everything, started bouncing at a bar where I met Barry Windham, and they introduced me to Steve Kern. And, my family has had two things in their life that they were obsessed with, my entire family: professional wrestling and all my children. And I became a professional wrestler, and then when I became a chef, I actually got to do a private dinner for Susan Lucic, so.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So you tear your shoulder up all the way, and then you want to come into wrestling?
Yeah, I did. They said I could never play football again. Yeah.
That makes sense.
How did you guys get started in the business as far as you met Barry and Steve, and then they pretty much took you under their wing and mentored you? Or?
Took me on, went through Steve Kern's wrestling school, and started in Florida Championship Wrestling, which was run at the time by Dusty, Mike Graham, and Steve Kern.
Right.
And where are you going? To the cops?
Yeah.
This is stuff. I don't know.
Put that out.
And I just, my stepfather, who my mother had married, was Ron Slinker, who was a local. He was a United States Marine Corps captain, full contact karate champion, and wrestler for Bill Watts territory, Florida Championship Wrestling, and everything like that. And then I started in Florida Championship. Well, I started there, and I did that, and then I went to, I started in Florida Championship, and I hooked up with, I have all these mentors in wrestling, but Robert Fuller, if I had to say, Robert Fuller was the person who, pushed me to do everything else, Tennessee style Robert Fuller. And he took me to Charlotte, where he became a booker, where I started out working with Tatanka, Vince Torelli, Ken Shamrock, Paul Jones.
Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling?
Yes, exactly.
Were you there when the Nasty Boys were there too?
Yeah, I came right after the Nasty Boys beat up Ken Shamrock.
I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah, you can ask me about that. The whole story. And then, I did independent and met Cactus Jack, and me and Cactus hit it off, and I became incredibly good at doing impressions of him. You got to do that. And then he took me to Japan and all that stuff with him and all that. And then I came back, and we were in Atlanta, and I got a try out in WCW in Kennesaw, Georgia. And he was one of Italian Stallion who was...
I'd already started previously with Italian Stallion, Gorgeous George South, coming down on TV.
And they just blew, Gorgeous George South and Italian, they, were great wrestlers and everything, but they saw how much better he was. So Bill Watts was taking over the territory, and they started putting him against his son, Eric, and everything. And
my first road trip, I was in my mid-20s, and they threw me in the van.
Oh, my God.
Is this the mid-20s?
Threw me in the van with Harley Race, Barbarian, and Hercules Hernandez.
Yeah. Kind of like that trip you and Barbie took in Alabama.
Oh, yeah. Samoan.
That's hilarious.
That's funny, yeah. Anyway, that's how we met.
Yeah, and then I went and did my tryout match in Kennesaw against Joey Maggs, and it was one of the only times, luckily, that Dusty actually left gorilla position, came back, told me how much he liked my match and everything, and then the next day he stuck us together. And then the next night, we double-teamed some girl in a hotel in Atlanta. And from then on...
I knew it was going to be cream from then there on.
Well, I'm gonna backtrack just a little bit.
We haven't seen each other literally, by the way, in about 10 years.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh wow.
Since I broke my neck.
Yeah.
As far as the training goes, did you guys ever get discouraged early on in days? Learning to take bumps and all that?
I didn't. I was sore, but I never regretted.
I walked into Steve Kern, who, in my opinion, is the Yoda of trainers and everything, and was fortunate enough when I left WWF to ask me to come and help train his younger students and everything. First day is hitting the ropes, right? Hitting the ropes and everything, stuff that you see everybody do 1,000 times. Okay, but the first time you do it, you got to learn and everything. Because that first day,
I slept on a bag of ice for a week.
Your entire side is black and blue. So I got done with my first day of wrestling school. I came home. My mom was there, who was a nurse. And, I had black and blue and bruise, and I just could not move. This was my first day. And she's like, oh, my God. And I was like, this was the greatest day of my life. And I knew that's what I wanted to do.
Right.
Yeah.
And as far as you and the training went, how did that come about?
I met George South, and Italian Stallion in West Virginia at a show, and they wanted me to come, and we had to work hard, paying dues back then.
I did shows for them in the West Virginia area. I mean, let me just say this: the whole, as far as like the beginning of wrestling goes, there's the territories. Tampa,
right,
which is like the Mecca. I mean, Hogan and all those guys and everything. Memphis, this, that, and everything. But there was these guys in West Virginia and everything, who had respect for being wrestlers and everything. Stallion, George South. George South had this incredible respect amongst all of the other major wrestlers and everything, and he was their prized pupil. And I know him be, we're shooting an interview, and Italian Stallion and George South got pissed because he actually just surpassed them, and just, that's what I was saying when, he started on the road as a little thing he was a job guy in WCW, and as George South and Stallion's guy, which were taking, half of your money?
$50.
Yeah, which was half of the money at the time. But, Watts and all that saw something in him and did that and all that. And they just saw something in him, and then they saw something in both of us and put us together.
Let's talk about the Memphis territory when you guys went down USWA. What are your initial impressions of Jerry Lawler?
Okay,
he
never worked Memphis. I did Florida, and then I did Charlotte, and then Cactus took me to Japan, and I spent about a year bouncing around the Caribbean with Tyree Pride, Haitian Sensation, and all those guys and everything. And then I went to Memphis, and Jerry Lawler has got the reputation and all this and everything. And to be 100% honest with this, if I had to put my soul on the line as far as having the best match that I could ever have against someone, it would be Jerry Lawler.
Pretty much a ring general?
He was the best person at making giant, big guys look good, and then making himself look even better.
Right.
I mean, Jerry...
All at the same time.
All at the same time, yeah. The one of them, I mean, I've had 3 highlights in my wrestling career, and we have been so fortunate being, my dad's a mechanic, my mom's a secretary. His, dad was a newspaper farmer. Yeah, your mom was a teacher.
No,
I don't know. I'm drunk.
That's all right.
Yeah. And, and all this, but thank you. He had to go get his bags at the airport. Glug. Yeah, and, my 3 greatest moments in my wrestling career were, number 1, the night that we sold out Madison Square Garden for the first time in a long time was the night me and him won the tag team titles against Dr. Tom Pritchard, who, in my opinion, was a phenomenal wrestler, but
Good teacher.
Him and Steve Kern are probably the best teachers ever. And we had it was just like it was magical. I mean, it was the first night that the place was sold out and everything, and it was the night that Razor and Sean and Kid and all them did their little fuck up thing, and and screwed it all up. But not for us, because then we won the titles, place went crazy, blah blah blah. That's what we'll get back to that story. That was my first. My second was as Midian, Vince McMahon being Vince McMahon, having, the faith in me to have, me as his opponent on the match at the pay-per-view the night Owen died.
Right.
Owen and I wrestled Vince in a singles match that night. And then Owen's got to go and fuck it up by dying. I love you. Brett and all those guys and everything. But that was my second. And my third was, back to the original question, was 2 days before the millennium in 2000, right after Man in the Moon came out, the whole Jerry Lawler, Andy Kaufman thing, there was our house show at the Pyramid in Memphis. And the main event was like Shawn and Hunter and Diesel, blah, 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 whatever it was. And they threw that on like an intermission and everything. And Jerry, being Jerry in Memphis, was the actual last match of the night. And he was scheduled to wrestle somebody. I don't even remember who it was. And he actually told Vince and them, let me wrestle Dennis. And I wrestled him at the main event at the Pyramid, 2 days before the millennium, all that came out and everything, and just tore the house down. And I mean, we both know Jerry, and Jerry has got good and bad qualities and everything, but the one thing you cannot deny about Jerry Lawler is he is a fucking psychological master. I mean, he could literally take you and have a fucking match with him.
Right.
Yeah.
You also got to work with Jeff Jarrett and Robert Fuller down there. What are those guys like?
Well, Robert Fuller was like my, I say godfather as far as wrestling goes and everything. And as far as godfathers go, I mean, Harley, as far as other stuff that he did for me and everything, is one of them. But Robert Fuller I was dating his daughter at the time in Memphis. He was the one that took me to my first territory and all that stuff and everything. And then me and Jeff met as young kids and all that and everything. Right. And I luckily, not as a tag team, but as a single wrestler, I think that if I had to compare myself to somebody, what my number one major quality was I was awesome at making somebody else look like a fucking superstar. And
we always got tattooed that way. Even when we got together.
Yeah. Well, that's what I did. Robert Fuller brought me to do that and everything. And then when we met, we were, and this might sound cocky and this might sound whatever. But, as far as tag team goes in the history of professional wrestling, WCW, WWF, and all that, just look at the guys. Look at the major names in wrestling. Unfortunately, we were a little bit behind Hogan and all that, but Stone Cold and The Rock and that. And when they needed a time to make this person look good, Stone Cold would ask for us to, let him kick his ass, or let him kick our ass after he kicked our ass and all that. Yeah, we were giant, big guys who bumped our fucking asses off.
Paying for it now.
How did you guys get discovered by WCW for your first initial break?
Well, that was the thing. My stepdad, we were coming back from just shoot an interview. I got arrested, and
you got arrested?
Believe that or not. I did something wrong. And we were coming back through Atlanta, and my stepdad, Ron Slinker, who was, friends with Dusty and everything, said, we're coming back through Kennesaw, and he goes, I think you're really good and you're really ready and everything. So he got me a dark match at Kennesaw, and I wrestled Joey Maggs. And Dusty came back after that match and said, blah, 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 you're great. Didn't say you're great. He said, blah, 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 I love it. And they were already doing the thing with him and Eric Watts and everything. And he was like, oh my God, I got to put you guys together. And then the next night, we were, that's what I did. Yeah,
I was going to ask you about the mask. That was my next question. Did you guys
it was just because he was doing jobs and everything for, people.
Right.
So they threw him under the mask. Yeah, he was pretty, yeah. And he was too. It was too like You got nice stuff.
Did you guys like wearing the masks and working with the masks?
I never wore them, so you have to ask me.
Yeah, I did like it.
No,
well, let me ask you this. I apologize.
No.
What did you find it? I mean, in my opinion, as far as two big guys, I thought as far as bumping and everything and all that, we were phenomenal. And our hair, like when we became the Godwinns and everything, our hair and settling and all that stuff and everything. But did you find it harder to sell or emit emotion and everything under the mask? I mean, your work was so fucking top notch, but
it was hard to express
what
you're feeling.
But then he's under a mask. I'm fucking 20 years old, and Jesse the Body Ventura is like just putting us over like fucking.
That was against Bagwell and
Too Cold Scorpio. And if I had to ask, everybody wants to ask. Well, let me ask you this. Aside from tag team, and then we'll ask this question back again because I've been asked this on interviews before and everything. If I've been asked it different questions, so I'm going to ask you this in my way. If you had to, in your prime, in your best day ever, had to have a single match with one person to show who you were, like the whole Johnny Cash thing, if you're laying in a ditch, you had one song to sing, who, if you could pick right now at your peak, who in a singles match would you pick to wrestle to show off as good as you are?
Probably Taker.
Yeah, Too Cold Scorpio would be me.
Wow.
He was my antithesis. Yeah, he was my ebony to my ivory, if you will. Yeah.
Oh, as far as that, yeah. I mean,
yeah, but as far as tag team goes, yeah. I mean, this was so funny as far as the shoot stuff goes. He grew up watching wrestling. Road Warriors were the greatest, blah, 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 and everything. And then when we became wrestlers, we found out what I have Hawk tattooed on my arm. I mean, these, and Joe, they're dear friend of ours and everything, but they sucked. They were total hype. They were what they were. And I love everything that they did before that because they had Ole and Arn and Bobby and Dennis. I love you, Stan, but Bobby and Dennis and all these guys making them look like $1 million. And then we got pushed into that position because we were really good at making other people look really good.
What about Bill Watts? He was in the territory when you guys came to WCW as Booker. What are your memories of Bill? Did you guys think he was a bully and a tyrant, or did you guys respect him and think he was a good boss?
I respected him because he gave me my job.
I respect him because he was a badass who said, this is how it is. You work. This is so funny because one night, another team that we were wrestling, I believe it was Z-Man and Johnny Gunn, I had broken my ankle like the night before, and we were babies and everything, so we're not gonna tell or do anything like that. So I can't even walk. My things completely wrapped, and I can't even walk. And we have a match with these guys, and they're like throwing me across, and I'm running and all that stuff and everything. And then after the match, Watts comes back in, like, mad and everything. And I'm like, oh, my God, I'm going to get in trouble because I couldn't run and all that. And he's like, this fucking guy has got a broken ankle, and he's wrestling, and you're shooting him off the fucking ropes, and you're doing shit like that and everything. And that's when I went, he really, we're hardcore. We're tough biker guys.
I wrestled 3 months with a broken neck.
He wrestled 3 months with a broken fucking neck. Not like a joke broken neck. He took a fucking tumble. I'm sure everyone knows the story. Off the Road Warriors thing. Boom, bam, boom. And we continue to wrestle.
I'm going to ask you about that later on, definitely. Were you guys ever frustrated with the lack of push early on in WCW?
Yeah, because I thought
we were better than a lot of people.
When we got our shit together, we knew what each other was thinking. We lived together. We did everything together, and I mean everything. And we knew what each other was thinking, and a lot of tag teams lacked that.
A lot of tag teams were 2 single wrestlers.
Right, makeshift tag teams.
We were someone who lived together, bro. You know, we literally, WCW, you know, from the day after that we got stuck together, we literally spent every day and every way
we were with each other
yeah.
more than with our families. You know?
Any good road stories from that time period?
Yes.
From that time period?
Yes.
Wow. Anything that stand out?
Oh, you want us to sing?
Yeah.
How about the shooting the gun off the fucking balcony?
You know, I thought about that last week.
Go ahead.
Well,
this is a funny story.
We used to get tore up a little bit and go up.
Being the rednecks that we are, you know, living in Atlanta and all that stuff, you know, guns, country music, and Kiss.
Yeah, Kiss. Of course, Kiss.
So we had, people would come over and we would, you know, play around. We would chase each other around the, you know, apartment with loaded weapons.
So, tell this one on Kevin Nash.
Tell the Sid ones first.
No,
about
Kevin Nash. Bringing the dog down.
Yeah.
To go to the bathroom. Stopped by our apartment first.
Yeah.
Never made it.
Yeah.
Went back upstairs. The dog pissed off over shit. And his wife was mad.
Okay, in Atlanta, there was an apartment complex called, was it La Park?
La Park.
La Park. La Park was filled with Atlanta Falcons, strippers,
The Braves.
the Braves, and WCW wrestlers. Okay, and our apartment was the only one inhabited by just 2 guys, right? And Kevin Nash, I don't know, what was his name? He was a wrestler or something, right?
Who?
Kevin Nash?
Yeah, I think he
Something like that.
did something. Played in a movie or something.
Oh, yeah, he was the tall guy with the gray hair. He couldn't
He had
wrestle.
quite the herbal garden, too.
He had quite the herbal garden. Anyway, yeah. So everyone seemed to, they had their families there. One of our best friends, Steve Regal, who, in my opinion, if you had to ask me my favorite matches of all time, you know, I'm going with Steamboat Macho, Mania 3.
Right.
Ole and Arn and Rock and Roll at Oregon, or at Chi-Town.
Right.
And a match that after I stopped wrestling actually really made me love wrestling again was Steven Regal and Hashimoto in Japan.
Well, you know, I'd just come back in 2006 and 2007. I was trying to get him to come back, but they put me with Terry Porter's boy.
Right.
And we did the Godwin thing, tried to. But we went on the road. We were supposed to start SmackDown. We went on the road. And that's who we worked with, was Steve Regal. And Steve's always been a dear friend of ours. And Dave. That's who we worked with on the road. So,
Dave Taylor?
Yeah, Dave Taylor. So, a lot of respect for them, for Steve.
What about, go ahead. Ole Anderson, he was a booker at the time in WCW. A lot of the guys.
He's the one that fired us.
He's the one who fired you guys?
Yeah.
So did you guys have ill feelings towards Ole? Or I know a lot of people say he was.
No. I mean,
why'd you guys get fired?
He let us go.
No, he let us go. We didn't get fired. We didn't fit into the plan of what was going on.
Okay. What about?
It worked out great for him because he went to New York for a fucking year. And I had to go to Japan and the Bahamas. Oh, wait a minute, that worked out better for me.
What about the matches with the Coles? You guys had some matches with the Coles?
I love the Coles.
Yeah, me too.
We actually did home surgery on each other in hotel rooms.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And also you said Jesse, you talked a little bit about Jesse. Memories of Jesse Ventura from WCW?
He was
Yeah,
one of our
doing the
biggest
commentary.
fans, wasn't he? Yeah.
He loved us.
Yeah, he loved us, man. He was, and you know, before that, even before I was a wrestler, I was the biggest, you know, Jesse.
He did the
Bobby
beach
fan.
blast, right? With me and you. And
Our
Scorpio.
problem. Oh, I am so sorry because that's, you know, tag team titles in the Garden, wrestling Vince McMahon and all that stuff. Honestly, the greatest memory I have was Beach Blast in Pensacola, Florida, where they did the thing where they took, you know, names like
Battle
this
Bowl.
guy. Battle Bowl,
my
thank
God,
you, yeah.
I know what you're talking
You guys
about.
actually got to work each other.
Oh my God, you ought to
Yeah.
say this when we got done with each other.
Yeah, and it was, luckily, you know, I mean, Dusty really just planned this out fucking perfectly. Because we were Dusty's, you know, it's like Robert Fuller always said, you know, I've got a stable full of $1 million fucking thoroughbreds who come up lame every day. And then I got 2 fucking $300 mules that will fucking plow all day long. The Battle Bowl, the thing got picked. Rick Rude was the champion at the time. So it was Rick Rude and me against him and Bagwell. And we had this like major feud with Bag and Scorpio and everything at the time. And we kept doing the thing, you know, like, you know, oh, and, you know, we got to do this and everything. So we were tagging out and that. And then it came to the point where we, like, you know, got to fight each other. And we didn't work. We did not work at all. We looked at each other and we just, it was like they told us in the locker room.
Smoked up. And
Yeah, he said,
people thought we were really
they
bad.
said
They
it
asked
looked
me.
like 2 guys at a bar setting down their beers and just going at it. And that was, yeah, that's still, and how many times did we watch that? Oh my God, remember, now I'll tell you this because I hate this motherfucker.
Go ahead.
What was his name? The dark-haired guy? Oh yeah, Eric Bischoff.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, they pulled us aside. We turned out to be their little enforcers, if you will. And they had this little German announcer guy who came in and everything, who wanted, you know, he was like bad mouth and everything. So they actually pulled us aside and asked us to beat the crap out of him.
Wow.
On TV. And yeah, we had to
Really beat the shit out of it.
We didn't have
That was good.
yeah. It was good. They actually showed us the videotape back and they did it in slow-mo. So
Huh.
that's cool. Yeah.
Bischoff had you do this, or?
Who did it? I'm sure it wasn't Eric. It was somebody probably an agent, probably, because Eric wasn't going to do that.
Right.
Hey, do you want to hear a funny story?
Definitely.
This is a great fucking wrestling story. Okay, my partner here, when we lived in Atlanta, there was a country bar, right? Like a major country bar who did live acts. They had George Jones and everything. And he was dating the girl who, talent relations, who would hire all the bands and everything like that. So we had like major VIP for everything there. And then one night, we're up in the VIP room. It's me, him, Arn, Bischoff, and Flair. And Bischoff is just an announcer at the time, just started in WCW and everything like that. And he's like, I'm Mr. Martial Art guy and everything like that. Well, my stepfather, who just recently passed, was Captain of the Marine Corps, ranked 10th, full contact karate, alternate on the Olympic judo team, blah, 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 and all that stuff. So he, was always trying to get me to, do martial arts and stuff with him and all that stuff and everything. And I'm like, blah, blah, blah. So we're at the bar one night and everything, and I didn't even know how it started. And we're standing there, and Bischoff's like, blah, 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 and
Acts like he wants to throw a punch.
yeah, and fight me and all this stuff. Because he's nobody. He's just an announcer.
Right.
And he, charges, and I chuck him over a table. And he, hits the table, bounces around. His wife's crying. He looks up, he looks at Arn and Flair, and, they're like, so he takes another charge at me, and, I take him down and everything like that. Yeah. And then he's like, oh, we're just playing around and everything like that, as his wife's fucking bawling her eyes out and everything like that. And I'm like, You know what the fuck?
Maybe that's why we got let go, because a month later.
That's exactly. He became the boss, and then we got let go.
Wow. You talked about Cactus Jack McFoley. What are some of your memories of your matches with Cactus?
Well, let me tell you something. My memories of Cactus Jack are very good. You know, they should have done something. They should have done something. I thought it would have been a great gimmick where, like, I did like an impersonation of Cactus Jack, and I don't even know they did do that, did they?
Mm-hmm.
Now, yes, I was the fake Mankind, and we love Cactus.
Yeah, one of my best memories was in Vancouver. He was supposed to work somebody at the pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
And he asked to work me because that person didn't show up. So, we weren't even supposed to work that night, were we?
No, we were just there buying drugs. Just kidding.
That's when we did that. No, that's when we picked for that radio thing with Hillbilly. We were at the...
Yeah.
And
do you remember the Nebraska one when we had to ride the tractor? And we were like, oh, yeah, do the tractor. And you're like, I don't know how to drive a tractor. And I'm like, dude, I'm from Clearwater Beach. I don't know how to drive a tractor. So you made it? Yes. Yeah.
Go ahead. No, you're talking more about Cactus.
Yeah. Oh, Cactus. In my opinion, Cactus is one of my, role models in wrestling because we were never the body guys, but we were the guys who would do whatever, it took to fucking make the match work and everything. And Cactus was like, I remember as a Florida Championship Wrestling job guy, like in 19, we came back from a tour in the Bahamas with Mike Graham and Steve Kern.
Right.
And WCW was doing a taping there, and he got some of us, to do job matches for him. And I was so fortunate to be asked to do a job match against Kevin Sullivan and Cactus Jack, who already was one of my idols at the time. And my partner was Bob Cook. I don't know, you guys ever heard of Bob Cook?
Yeah.
Bob Cook, in my opinion, was the greatest wrestler who never made it in wrestling. He's the level below Bobby Eaton. And I was like, I came out and I was like, dude, I got this awesome move that I do, after you and all that stuff. If I could do this in the match, it would be great. It was like I'm standing on the inside of the ring, he's standing on the outside of the ring, and I grab the ropes to shoot him in, that all
right.
move and everything. And he blocks it and shoots me out, and then I take a bump from the ring.
You did that in Charlotte when we tagged against him and Mankind.
Yeah.
Mankind.
Yeah, Max Payne.
Max Payne.
Mm-hmm. Huh. And he goes, sure, and just being some dumb job guy, he, to have him actually let me do this giant bump, was awesome. And then, I did it and came back and
that's another bad thing. We never complained.
Never, we would do whatever anybody wanted. And Terry Funk came up to me afterwards and said that it was awesome. He goes, I can't believe Terry Funk saying that, I did an awesome bump and everything was like just phenomenal.
What about Vader? Memories of Vader from back then?
After he left, Vader would pay me and Road Dogg to ride with him. He paid for a hotel and a rent a car and everything like that just to hang out with him. Vader, in my opinion, was one of the best large wrestlers ever.
Athletic for his size.
I think, Vader and Bam Bam.
Like a bag of war around him, though.
But he was just such a grumpy old Gus.
That's what a lot of people say.
Yeah, he was miserable. And he just, I don't know, a couple times I thought, just have to go to blows with him.
Yeah, well, we did matches in one match where we did a tag team match with him, and he got blowed up, and he just had this guy slamming him and doing stuff that Vader would never do because he got tired, and
I caught him in midair and held him and power slammed him.
Huh. Wow. Also, you guys got to work a little bit with Steve Austin and Pillman, I believe, right?
Yeah.
What are your memories of working with those guys?
Easy. It was different because they were really two single wrestlers, were they not? Two different personalities, where our thing, even in WCW, we were as one. We were together, and And just by being together and living together, we knew what each other was thinking. We knew what the next move was going to be. But with them, it was like a clusterfuck.
There was something, yeah. And me and Steve, we knew each other from Memphis.
Right.
We followed each other all the way up, so me and Steve were friends forever. And after Steve got hurt and everything, he asked me to come out to his house, and I spent 2 weeks getting him ready back to work with Rikishi when he came back and all that. And I just think, Steve is probably,
Yeah, we spent many
they say, and I still talk to Hogan, like a couple times a week and all that. But, I credit Steve Austin with bringing wrestling to where it is.
Definitely. Did you see the potential in him from back then? Did you know he's going to go on and have
I saw the potential in a lot of people, but Steve he just had something, he didn't give a fuck, yeah. He was like, I'm going to do what I'm going to do no matter what the agents say, and, and unfortunately the whole ringmaster and all that gimmick and everything, and then they finally gave him the chance to be Steve, and he became Steve, what he is now.
What about Mark Morrow? You got to work a little bit with him in WCW.
I'll let you take this one.
Oh my God.
Very good friend of ours. Very
Good
nice
friend.
guy. Horrible wrestler.
Overrated, overpaid, and that's one thing that we had a problem with.
Yeah.
Uh,
Remember the first time we went to New York? We did that in the singles match.
Oh
I wrestled
my
him
God.
and you were
Yes.
outside and he fell down and all that.
yeah, it's just good guy, but just
Yeah.
Right.
a wreck in the ring.
Tom Zink. Memories of Tom.
Good.
Awesome guy, yeah.
Wild times too.
Yeah.
A few wild nights with old Z-Man.
And what was his partner's name?
He's the one that didn't want to go out with us.
Yeah. Tommy Gunn.
Tommy
Gunn.
Gunn.
Tommy
Oh,
Gunn.
Oh, Tom Brady. Yeah.
Yeah,
Brady,
Tom
yeah.
Brady.
He didn't want to go out.
He
He
was a little strange.
Why did you guys? You guys said that you're pretty much let go from Bischoff when he got in power.
they just didn't see any
That's when
potential
Flair.
in us.
That's when Rick come back
Right.
from retirement and did the old Coliseum in Charlotte. That's that pay per view.
Yeah, yeah.
And it just seemed like they were bringing in back buddies
Right.
and didn't have a place for us at the time. So
Yeah, and I'm going to say this. I am the nicest guy in the world. I love everybody. There's only two people that I hate in wrestling. One was this independent guy that nobody's ever heard of, and the other one's Ric Flair.
Why? Why do you hate Rick?
Because when we were WCW, we were doing stuff, and we were so fortunate to be taken under the wing of Arn and Barry and all these guys who were with Flair, but Flair just was an asshole. I mean, Flair's still Ric Flair, and
Barry Windham was real good to us.
Barry Windham, took us to where we were.
How did you get? From WCW, am I missing anything? Is that pretty much anything that stand out memory-wise? WCW that I might not have covered. That you guys could think of any good stories, or should I start the next phase? How you guys got into WWF?
We had a good night every night.
Yeah,
no
we
matter
did.
what we were doing.
It was always us, yeah. Everybody wanted to hang out with us.
Who contacted you guys about getting into WWE?
That was the thing. He got the job a year before I did.
Right.
They wanted him first.
Harley Race pretty much started that for me.
You went up there as the Dark Side gimmick, I think it was.
No,
He
as
went there.
Henry Godwinn.
Oh, okay.
Did the whole thing with DiBiase. Started out as the bad hillbilly and all that.
Right, I remember that.
Yeah.
What were your initial impressions of Vince when you first met him?
No, I was pleased. He's a ridge runner. He's no Southern boy from Carolina. We still tease him about it. So
Yeah, I still
think
get
that's
checks
why
from Vince.
we click so much, because he was from the South. He knows what the South's about, and that's how we come up with my gimmick. Henry Godwinn.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, did you like the gimmick when it was first presented to you and all? Or?
Yeah, I mean,
was
that's
him.
what I was
He
really
was-
doing.
he was-
We
he
had
was
76
he
head of
raised-
hogs and
Yeah, he was a hog farmer.
cows, and so that was easy for me. And the slop bucket thing, I told Vince that, and he just boing, he liked that. So
Great gimmick. And did they give you pretty much ideas where the whole gimmick was going to go? Did they lay it out, or was it?
oh yeah, I flew up there one day and flew back that night and got everything done.
What are your memories of your series with Triple H?
That was a blast. Yeah, that's
The fucking hog pen match.
like
Yeah,
the hog
come
pen
on.
match.
It was
My first is of course with him and Madison Square Garden.
Right.
You know,
20-some thousand people, and the fire
Winning
marshals
the
raising
title.
hell and winning the belts, but that would be my second.
that's what made it.
Favorite
Dude.
match.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Was that the match?
Because Vince said, I want you guys to come up with this. And after the match, me and Hunter went over everything. We had the live hogs, and we had real hog shit, and
Remember all
We had
hogs?
slop.
Let him loose in Vince's office, and then
we let him loose and tried to run him in Vince's office after the pay-per-view. But Vince come up and took me and Hunter to the side, and here's Hunter. He's got getting ready to get 15 stitches in his back where I threw him into the gate. So he's bleeding, and we got hog shit. We had to throw all of our stuff away, our gear. And I kept my boots. I still got my boots, but threw everything else away. We were digging hog shit out of our ears for like 2 days.
Oh,
So, and the smell, I mean, it's a strong smell. You can't get this.
And me and Stone Cold, spent a lot of time together, and we had this, our argument of, who we thought the best wrestler in the world was at the time, and Steve was all about, Hunter and everything, and I am not going to take anything away from Hunter. Hunter's a fucking man, but mine was, and this is something that, we got to get a little fucking emotional about this and everything, but I think still to this day, and unfortunately due to circumstances and everything, Chris Benoit was the greatest wrestler that I ever saw.
what are your? So we're going to talk about that, but we'll bring it up now, I guess. What are your feelings on the whole tragedy with Chris?
Well, this is the whole thing. Afterwards, they, did the autopsy on his brain and everything, and said that he had
Multiple concussions, right? Is that what
they said he had the brain of an 80-year-old Alzheimer's patient. And, I talked to Chris a few days before all that shit happened. The police, everybody called me and everything because they went through his phone records and all that. Chris did the thing with Nancy, spent the whole next day with Daniel, then did the thing with Daniel, then spent the whole next day by himself, did the other things, and then, did himself that night and all that, and it wasn't Chris. Chris wasn't there. I mean, we both know Chris.
Yeah, he stayed with us when we were in the park.
Would you have
Never.
He has children. Would you have not thought twice about giving your children to him to watch?
Oh. Yeah.
It was Chris. Chris was the shit. And unfortunately, things happen, and like the Owen thing, shit happens.
Did you think there was a domestic problem in the house, obviously, before that?
Well, I mean, the thing was, like we were saying, as far as godfathers in wrestling go and everything, when I first started and everything, I would say my godfather was Kevin Sullivan. And Kevin, Kevin and Nancy and all that, and blah, blah, blah. And, after the whole pretend gimmick with Kevin and Chris and Nancy and all that, and then it turned out to be real and everything. Later, Nancy was like, saying, if anything ever happens to me, look to Chris
Right.
and all that, and blah, blah, blah. But, I mean, we know Chris was just the greatest. Chris was.
Yeah, I was just with him like 6-7 weeks before that because that's when I was starting back. And he seemed fine.
Chris was always really quiet.
Very quiet.
That's what they say about serial killers, right?
Right. Getting back to Triple H, the match that you guys had with the hog pen match, was that kind of a punishment too for Triple H going in the curtain call for MSG? Or was that later?
Oh no, that was way before.
Okay, yeah.
Way before.
Yeah.
Right.
The night we won the tag team titles at the Garden.
Right, that was the night.
Where all of our, our boys, Taker, Yoko, and everybody came out. And I got, Boss Man, Candido. We'll talk about that if you want to. Who was, besides him, my, brother, Yoko, and Hawk and everything. That was just a great night that, Hunter got caught up with Kevin, Sean, and Kid and all that. And to his credit, Hunter took responsibility for every single bit of it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. When you guys were paired together finally for the Godwinns, who came up with the idea with the Godwin gimmick?
He was already doing it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they brought me in, and I was working with Lawler in Memphis.
The crazy cousin.
Yeah, and I was the one that never been off the farm or nothing like that.
What was the locker room like at this time period?
Great when we were there.
When we were there, it was always fun.
Yeah, we were the.
I got a good one telling this man here. My ex used to always send me garments in my
bag.
Yeah, my suitcase. What size 5 thong?
Tiny.
Yeah, he gets up in the middle of the locker room. Everybody. There was Kevin Nash, Razor, Stone Cold, Taker, Paul Bearer, because I remember him falling out of the chair. Tex gets this out of my bag, puts the thong on, has nothing else on, goes trotting her off. Look like a chia pet trying to.
Maybe the predecessor to the whole naked Midian thing. Yeah.
Maybe that's where it started from.
It was so Vince was really behind the idea of the Godwinns, obviously.
Vince loved us. Yeah, Vince. That's what I was saying.
Vince was, but what was that other little nitwit that was? They fired?
Russo?
Yes.
Yeah.
What an asshole.
Why is that?
Because he said the country thing's not believable, but if I could take him to where I live right now, every other man in the freaking
Let's
town.
be honest. Wrestling is a fucking redneck, lower class fan base. And
we wore overalls. Everybody in my town wears overalls. So, I mean.
It was a fit.
Was it hard for you guys to be accepted in the locker room originally, or did they pretty much take you guys right in?
Dude, no, yeah. I mean, luckily, I had the ultimate fucking, grace period of him being there already and knowing the people that I knew and everything like that. So I just, when I got there.
When he got there, I was running around with Taker and Paul Bearer and Yoko's, and he come right in. Of course, he fit right in because, we were just, it was like.
Retarded.
Huh.
We never missed a beat, did we?
Yeah.
Taker's pretty much locker room leader there, right?
No, Taker is pretty much
the general.
If there was anyone,
I say he was the general.
Yeah, if there was anyone who, I think Taker has more pull than Vince McMahon. I mean, I talked to him a couple hours ago. He's in Austria right now and all that, and he's. Still he's been like my biggest supporter since I retired and became a chef and all that stuff and everything. And how many nights he took care of us and
So about the night when I almost broke my ankle and we went back to the hotel and we jumped him and furniture.
Yeah, we threw him in his hotel room. And started attacking him and everything, and then just chucked him over the fucking bed and ran out to our room.
Huh.
Yeah, so then
chairs
he busted.
he stole chairs, ripped the phone out.
So then, he busted into our room and ripped the phone out of the wall.
Threw the chair on me.
Whose idea was it to give you guys Hillbilly Jim?
The office.
Yeah.
He was a special guest referee for mine and Hunter's hog pen match. And that's what sort of...
And in my opinion, the person who taught me more about the politics and the way to get along in wrestling than anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
He's still got a job there. I mean, I still talk to him.
Did you guys like the gimmick with Jim? I mean, and
My God, it was awesome.
they got over
And we
it.
were so lucky because we were for the kids and everything. And right when we started, they put us in like 8-mans and everything. And we had the fortunate opportunity of learning from the Bushwhackers, who just taught us how to. They were like, dude, it doesn't matter who
We
wins
were
the
like
match.
redneck bushwhackers.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah.
They were like, dude, it doesn't matter. We would lose, and the winners would leave.
Of course,
And
we
then
didn't lick
we-
each other's. We didn't lick people's
We-
faces.
yeah,
You licked,
yeah.
well, we won't go there.
And then we would leave. They would leave, and we would be, we'd lost, and then we'd bring the kids up and dance and all that shit.
You guys also got to work early on with the New Rockers. Memories of those matches?
Al Snow, phenomenal.
Marty.
Probably a better trainer than he was a wrestling character. Marty, phenomenal wrestler,
Just burn out.
who just done at that time.
Yeah, he was done. He just wasn't with it. His head wasn't in it.
What about your matches with Owen and Davey Boy?
Wow,
They were fun.
they were fun. It
One
was
of the
it was
best ones we
a
had was
crapshoot.
at Penn State University. They had the belts, and we had a match with them. We beat them 1-2-3, non-title match. But remember how just everybody went crazy.
Went crazy, and then Earl came running down and said no.
We grabbed the belts, and
Yeah,
Papa came down
Yeah.
and said no belts.
yeah. What was great about them was Owen and Davey used to like to.
Oh, I got a good one.
Wow, and they're both dead. They used to like to see how funny they could make their matches,
Right.
And with us.
One night, Anaheim, the top rope broke with me
Oh, yeah.
against
Against
Owen
Owen
and
and Davey, yeah.
top rope snapped. I went flying
Flying
out.
there,
Luckily, I hooked it, but my hip came down and hit the ring apron. So now I can't move my legs. So the top rope is gone.
We
So
have to
these-
continue the match.
Davey Boy and Owen,
With
they
a
get
rope
up there.
this big.
They want a ha-ha.
Right.
Say, hey, we're going to shoot Tex off with 2 ropes.
Yeah. At my knees.
But, it's just stuff,
Right.
you know,
Owen and Davey, yeah.
that you got to watch because they would do it.
Yeah. And what are you going to do?
Did you see a lot of ribs? Obviously, Owen was a big ribber back then. What other ribs have you seen out of pulling people?
Owen?
Yeah.
Owens came with his mouth full of water and wrestled for 5 minutes and then spit on one of us.
Right.
Or he came one night, we were in a little town and it was cold and shit, with a banana stuck down in his tights.
Right.
Just, crazy shit like that. And then it's, when you look at
Oh,
it.
they would have contests like who could take the worst hip toss.
Oh,
Owen
yeah.
and Davey.
Obviously, these were house shows, not TV,
Of
right?
course,
Yeah.
yeah.
Did you guys ever rib any of the guys with the slop?
Only Sonny.
Wow. And tennis racket, man.
Jim
Oh,
Cornette?
yeah.
Sonny was
Sonny
a thorn in
deserved
our
it.
side.
Yeah, and like I said, Candido is. I came up with him, and I love the guy. I was with him less than 24 hours before he died, and that fucking Sonny, Sean and those guys would have people watching the locker room while they were banging her for Chris and all that stuff, and blah 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 blah. So the night that I finally, slopped Sonny, we did the slop bucket, made it, which was usually
We'll
just...
go back to about 3 o'clock that day. We'd always go. I'd make the slop, whatever.
Whatever's left in catering.
Real colorful, we always want some good
slop.
slop. So the bucket was about half full. So I made it about 3 or 3:30, 4 o'clock that day. And we didn't go on until like 10 that night. So it got to ferment a little bit. And I took it in the locker room and I said, Sonny's getting slop tonight. Don't nobody do nothing to this. And I set it down and I walked out.
Right.
When I come back, the bucket is full.
Piss.
So then I hear all the boys are dipping, spitting their dip in there. Razor and 1, 2, 3 kid take it to the shower and do a little spicing up. And so she got a mixture of a little bit of everybody that night, I think, didn't she?
Mm.
What about Jim Cornette? What was the heat with Cornette?
I know I love Jim. Did you hear it?
We just did it.
Yeah, we just did it. Our friend Pat, when we chased Pat with it at Penn Station.
Yeah. Pat Patterson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Memories of Uncle Cletus, Dutch.
Dutch.
Who?
Dutch Mantel. Uncle Cletus was actually Dirty White Boy. But Dutch, Dutch was never with us as the gimmick and everything, but Dutch. Fuck Dutch.
Why is that?
Because I thought we were friends, and I came up, as him, we did stuff and everything, and then I heard that he was burying me for reasons to benefit himself and everything like that, for no reason at all. And so fuck him. Fuck Dutch. Fuck Ric Flair.
Wow. Don't beat around the bush, man.
No, fuck Ric Flair. Fuck Ric Flair. Fuck Ric Flair. Fuck Dutch Mantel. Right? And if they got a problem, I know where I'm at. Go.
Alright. Matches with the Smoking Guns. Memories of those matches.
Oh, God. We all had a good time. We meshed good together. It was always physical. One week I broke Billy Gunn's thumb. 2 weeks later he broke mine. So we always had a lot of ribbon going on between us four. We had a good time together because, of course, we'd go out and do the little honky tonks, and that's what we were into at the time. So we had a good time with them.
You also
Very physical. Yeah.
You also got to work with Pritchard, I think it was, and Candido, the Body Donnas.
Yeah.
Tom Pritchard?
Yeah.
Dr. Tom?
Dr. Tom.
I've heard of him.
That's when he first came in. That's who we.
That was our first gimmick, yeah. Our first angle.
Your first TV matches.
First TV match. I mean,
crazy.
To be honest, I am not a professional wrestler anymore. I am extremely talented chef.
Yeah.
Who has won awards all over my area. And as a tag team, and you guys are so awesomely lucky to be doing this late. Thank God that everybody, was in, because I've been drinking all night long.
It is 4 o'clock in the morning for those watching this that might not know.
4 o'clock in the morning. Hail Satan. And
who's still up? Same too. For years.
That's right. BSK, baby.
What's that stand for?
I cannot tell you. But it is a group that was started during the whole Click time when Sean, Diesel, Razor, and all those guys did it. Yoko and Taker started it. It's me, Yoko, or it's Yoko, Taker, me, him, Savio, Papa,
Batu,
Rikishi, and all that. It was just, a thing that we started to take care of each other, and all of us have the tattoos.
Wow.
He's got it, I got it, Papa's got it, Taker's got it,
Well, that's actually one of my next questions. Before I get to that,
before you say the Dr. Tom and Candido. Okay, as I showed you, I have my Candido tattoo, who is, blah, 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 and Dr. Tom, who is, one of my favorite people in the world, who I still, contact and everything.
Yeah.
We started out working with Dr. Tom and Chris and everything like that, and he didn't know Chris like I knew Chris and everything like that, so they were like, you can't let these little guys, tuck you around and everything. So our WrestleMania match, he goes to slam, or Chris goes to slam you, and you stiff-legged him and everything, and made him look like shit and all that and everything. But they were awesome. They were great. They were awesome. We went from those guys to the Rockers, the Guns, the Bangers, and LOD. In my opinion, growing up, the baddest of the bad. Guess what? Pussies. We had leather strap matches with them and DOA
Every
and
night
every
for 3 months.
Right, okay. So we would take our shirts off and just go barebacked on the leather, our country whipping matches.
Country whipping matches.
And the Road Warriors and DOA would complain that we were hitting them too hard. So fuck them. Oh, fuck them. And Ric Flair, yeah.
Oh.
Fuck Ric Flair.
What about Tammy? A lot of people said she had a lot of heat on her in the locker room. Did she have that much heat in the locker room on her?
Yeah, I'll let him talk.
And she did it with me because she kept a leash on him. She did what she wanted, but she was holding him back. And when they had the belts, Pritchard would carry his. Well, she would have to carry Chris's. It's just little things like that bothered me, and she did a lot of whining, and I've had to pay a few things to fix in arenas because I tore them off the wall over her. Just could be a very evil person.
Yeah, and my my take on that is she's a dirty fucking whore who never deserved. Tammy and me have been friends for a long time, but she fucked over Chris so much. I mean,
She had so much heat in Germany, they had to send her home a week early because somebody shit in her food.
And I don't know who it was, kid.
I don't know who it was, 1, 2, 3, but God, you dirty little. But anyway, she got sent home. She went crying and got sent home early because there was 2 turds in her spaghetti. But
yeah, no, fuck, yeah, fuck this. We're doing this, right? I'm not interested anymore. I'm not going to try to get a job anywhere. I am a fucking awesome chef, and I have a fucking great restaurant.
you was good back then. You cooked for us then.
Thank you very much. I love you.
You was my bitch back then.
I was awesome. This is the thing. I'm a giant tattooed guy who loves girly movies and food. And,
Still
fuck
like girls?
Tammy.
You still like girls?
Girls. Don't tell my girlfriend I said that. But fuck Tammy. I have this person here on my hand for a reason for the rest of my life because I love this motherfucker. He was family to me before I met him, before I met everybody, and fuck her. She's doing porn now or some shit like that, right? Fuck her. I'm sorry, Tammy, if you see this, I really apologize that you're a fucking whore. And Ric Flair.
What about the Click? How much power did they actually have, Kevin Scott?
A lot of power. They had a lot of power, but this was. I'll let him give you your take on this, and then I'll give you. I'll give him my take, and then he gives it. Okay. Because it happened exactly when I started. And there was Kevin, Sean, Razor, Hunter, and Kid, right? Who, me and him were what you would call social butterflies. I mean, one night we're dragging Sean to his room and undressing him and taking care of him. And, the next night with yoga, we just take care of everybody. But they would start using their influence to, edge out and do this and this and everything. And that's why Yoko and Take had to fucking, create their own little thing. And it sounds like, okay, there was a Click and there was BSK and then we did all this stuff and everything. But there was one night on a tour bus, which is probably, I wish I would have brought the picture.
Yeah, I got the picture.
It's on my wall. The greatest picture in wrestling history. It was the night the walls came down.
Huh.
Tour bus in Germany, and it's back of the fucking, of course, dead ass center, back of the bus is Taker. And then there's me and him.
And Paul Bear.
No. Paul was down at the bottom. It was Taker, me, you, Kevin, Stone Cold, No More Seat, Hunter, Kid, Paul Bear, and all them are down
Briscoe.
on the floor. And Briscoe and Jerry and
And guess who took the picture? George the Animal Steel.
George the Animal Steel.
And what everybody have to do before?
We all had to hit the fucking weed.
Who had to hit it first?
George.
And who said that?
Was it you?
No,
Who was it?
the General.
The General. Yes. Colin Powell. Because, hey, if you're going to do something, nobody can tell if everybody's doing it.
Right.
And it's just weed. I mean, come on, right? And it wasn't like we were shooting up in the fucking hotel rooms at that point.
Right.
I'm just kidding. But, no, I mean, it was, wow, in retrospect,
I mean, that was one of the best groups.
Yeah. In retrospect, smaller aspect, me and him, this might sound egotistical and everything, but me and him were the guys who one night would be out with Sean and Razor and that because they were all little bitches. No, they were not little bitches. I did not mean that at all. I mean, they were little guys who, everybody wanted to start fighting with, so they hung out with us, so we would take care of them. And then the next night, we're out with Yoke and fucking Keish and all that guy and everything. But we were the guys who brought everything together.
Yeah, that's what Paul Bear said.
Yeah.
When we left up there.
I know, that was great, because Paul Bear said, you were the, this is like Nietzsche. Paul Bear said, you were the guys who united everything and fuck Ric Flair. Oh no, that was me.
We're the ones that followed this phase around and
a warrior.
He used to hide from us, remember?
He would hide from us.
Why is that?
Because it was when Warrior came back. Okay, you remember the Mania where Warrior came back against Hunter?
Yes.
It was right at Hunter's beginning of the whole thing and everything. And our mentor, Hillbilly, who still, in my opinion, is the master of fucking, politics and doing all that stuff and everything. He was like, okay, Warrior's coming back, and, I know Warrior, and Warrior knows you remember Warriors and everything. He goes, he find his own hotel, his own dressing spot and hide and everything. He goes, I want you guys to find wherever he is and just surround him, dress with him, do everything, and just like me. And then we did it. We broke him down, and Warrior, I love him. We love him to death, but he was just battered and all shit.
Huh. What do you remember of your first WrestleMania?
That was in Anaheim. That was the night that we lost. That was after Sonny won the best buns, and then we lost. It was the finals of the tag team thing with the Body Donos. Yeah. It was great. It was WrestleMania. I mean, it was WrestleMania. I mean, how fortunate
to say that you made it to WrestleMania just
several times. Yeah.
Who was the captain of the team as far as calling the matches?
As far as us?
Yeah, with you guys.
Oh my God, no. Oh yeah, no. I'm gonna say this totally. I mean, he was there a year before me, so he knew the demographic and everything like that, and he knew who But we were a tag team for years before that and everything. So then we came together, and it was like his friends and everything like that. So if you had to say who was a captain and who called everything, it would have to be me. No, dude, that was the greatest thing about us. There was no.
We picked up right where we left
off. There was no thing. One of my greatest memories ever was a thing we did.
He called all the matches, but I was the captain.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Honestly, as a show interview, yeah, because he brought me in and everything like that. And he, I came in there. It's like in high school, I was the football player and all that, and my little brother came in, so he was automatically grandfathered in as the cool kid and all that. Well, I walked in with a fucking, golden ticket there, but I earned my golden ticket on the road and everything. I just earned the golden ticket with him from Taker and all that and everything, and I was just accepting. And I remember my BSK initiation night that I had to BSK initiation night.
Does that stand for beat the shit out of the Click or something?
Oh no. We were cooler than that. It was.
Almost happened one time with Brian Pillman.
Well, Brian wasn't really, but my initiation, I was the last member of BSK ever initiated, and in rest, and I was the greatest initiation ever. We were in this little bumfuck town, and it was like my second, third week or whatever, and we were in this little tiny bar in wherever it was. Nobody was there. It was just us. It was Taker, Papa, Kishi, Savio, him, me, and Yoke. And they were like, all right, boy. It was like a gang. It was like, all right, you going to get a beat in or sexed in? And I'm like, you scratch my back and I'll scratch yours. Fortunately, my back's located on my cock. So, and they were like, you got to drink a bottle of Jack. And when I was going through wrestling school and college and everything like that, I was always a whiskey drinker and everything with the Wild Turkey and all that, so there was no problem. So we had this great night with no one in a bar but us, and we drank, and they all, maybe drank, and I felt so loved and everything, and went back to the hotel room. He was banging some chick. This was the fucking whore dog of the... Yeah, you want to know, at that time, in the heyday of wrestling, the whole Stone Cold Rock time.
Right.
Who got more pussy? Everybody asked that.
Huh.
Here.
Nice.
Mile High Club.
Mile High Club. Yeah. Mile High Club. Yeah. That's South Africa. Yeah. Had sex on a plane.
What about some of your other?
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, the finish of that was we had the initiation and everything, and I really apologize for interrupting.
No.
And like, okay, you got to drink a bottle of Jack, so I'm drinking and everything. And he disappears for a girl, and everybody disappears for a girl. Huh. And me and Yoke are there and everything, and Yoke, takes me back to my room, right? And I'm a little smaller than I am right now, and Yoke is Yokozuna. And we're there, and we're sitting on my bed, and I'm falling asleep on him. He's got his arm around me. Yoke, love him to death. And then when we fall asleep and everything, we both had black sweatshirts on and everything. And first, I have no idea how it happened, but we woke up the next morning, and I had his on, and he had mine on. And I woke up, and I'm like, oh my God, I was shrunk into a little person and everything. And it was just the greatest thing. And you have no idea how, everybody hears about the BSK is the biggest secret. Nobody knows what it means, and nobody knows what it means. But I'm going to tell you right now, it means we like the big suck. Is K cock, yeah. No, but, it was just awesome.
It was a group of guys that,
took care of each
other. Honestly cared for each other, because we've done some things for each other that
No, we've done stuff that, yeah, no, you know, I mean, like the whole jail, bailing, picking up, you know, it's that whole like story of like, you know, it's 4:00 in the morning. Who are you gonna call when you need something? Every one of these guys you can call and do it. And the Click, same thing. Something happens 4:00 in the morning. Every one of those guys you call, and they would not answer the phone.
Well, as far as the travel schedule from back then, was it crazy to it? You know.
Oh, dude, 280 days a year. I mean, we were home like 2 days a week. Fortunately, he had children and everything, so he had to go home. So a lot of times I would stay, and you know, like if we were on the other side of the country, and I had like 2 days where like I would spend a day flying home and then flying back out. I would just stay there, and you know, it was one of the main reasons that I retired. The travel.
I used to get late flights.
Yeah. This was my big thing.
Because I had to. Because I couldn't sit and walk.
Can you get me a later flight? Call the office in.
What about the Beverly Brothers? Did you guys like working with those guys?
Who was the Beverly Brothers?
Wayne Bloom and Mike Eunice.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm gonna say I don't really remember. I worked Mike in a couple of independents and everything, and I thought they were very good and everything. Oh, ask us about fucking
Rouges?
Jacques and the fucking pirate.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was another one of the fucking things where they asked us to
Straighten them out?
Third
yeah.
out.
What happened with that? You guys can talk about it right now.
No, I don't think. Okay, so anyway. Yeah, we they were being difficult to the office. And unfortunately there's nobody else like that. I mean, you know, they're being difficult to the office, and the office needs people put in line. And we were that, because we were big giant guys who we wrestled like ghosts. You know, we were there and you couldn't feel us unless we wanted you to feel us. And, you know, they had a problem with Jacques and the pirate, and we had to straighten them out.
How did they take it?
Hard.
Right.
And none of it came back on to us, because what are they going to do?
Did they have a I guess personality change
After that?
Yeah.
No, they were gone.
Oh, they're gone. Okay.
Yeah.
What about
when we're asked to do one of our, that's so weird, because we were kind of like the hitman of the fucking of WCW and
the one I
WWF.
threw and broke them $300 sunglasses about Pillman.
What happened with that with Pillman?
Brian, before he says this, we loved Brian, and the night Brian died,
we were the last ones to see him. Him, and Animal took him to his room and put him to bed.
Was he in bad shape when you guys put him to bed? Or?
No, he wasn't in bad shape. He had a fucking morphine grip attached to his arm. He was in ridiculous shape. There was no reason on earth that he should have been out of his house.
Right.
I mean, and we lost.
Right. What are your thoughts on all the deaths in pro wrestling? And what death has hit you guys the hardest?
Yoko, Owen.
I mean,
Davey Boy. I mean, Yoko. We used to spend weekends.
Yoko was family. Yeah, I mean, it was family. It was family and everything. If you ask me, the one that really the one that really broke me up the most was going back to the Chris Benoit. Well, Chris Benoit.
Right.
But yeah, Chris Benoit. But on a side note to this was I get a call from Chris telling me about Ray, about Boss Man. and after he left, it was me and Taker. We traveled a lot and everything, but when we weren't traveling, when we had different schedules, it was me and Boss Man and Terry Reynolds, and Ray was awesome to me, and I got the call from Chris in tears and everything, and I was like, Ray was one of the nicest guys. Yeah. And this is the thing, he stopped, he got into shape, he lost 100 pounds,
Right.
and he had a heart attack. It just, when it's your time, it's your time. Let me say this. This is, everybody, they're going to do the interviews and they're going to do this, and like WWF, fuck me, WWF did this and everything. WWF was the best thing that ever happened to me. Vince, Linda, Shane, and Stephanie, although I was the first wrestler to ever ask Stephanie to man out on a date.
Huh.
We're the greatest people in the world. But everybody, when I was a baby, I knew what wrestling was from my family. And then when I started, they all said, okay, you're going to be a wrestler. You're going to need surgery. You're going to do this. You're going to be crippled by the time you're this age and that age and everything. And I was like, okay, is it worth it? And I'm like, yes, of course it's worth it. I need a hip replacement. I need a total reconstruction on my ankle. I need, I broke my neck.
So you're saying you're not going to come back with me and try one more time?
I would love to. You're the only thing
I
that
agree
can get
with
me
you.
back. But wait a minute, this is what I was say. Everybody knows everybody knows what's going to happen. So these fucking bastards, Marrow, and these guys that say these people fucked them, these guys, okay, guess what? You knew what you were getting in for. You knew the consequences. The day that I signed up, Steve Kerr said, you're going to be, in pain, you're going to be this, you're going to be that. Dusty Rhodes said, you're going to be this and that and everything, and you've got to decide if that's worth it. And in my opinion, athletes, rock stars, all this, professional wrestlers are the amalgamation of all of them.
There's a little piece.
All athletes want to be fucking rock stars, and all rock stars want to be athletes. And we were the only people that got to do both. So for them to say, I blame Vince, I blame that, you know what? I love Vince McMahon. I would right now, if he called me up, I would do anything he wanted from me. So fuck them. They knew what they were getting in for. They knew the fucking risk. They knew before they put their fucking first pair of boots on that people die, people get paralyzed, people get hurt. One of our best friends, Darren Drosdorf, who I still talk to, is a perfect example. And guess what? I really don't think that he would, I can't speak for him, but, you know what's going to happen.
Right.
Don't blame it on fucking Vince.
Well, just like me, I broke my neck.
He broke his fucking neck. And then like 3 weeks later, we had a match in the brand new arena in Boston, and Pat Patterson and fucking Jack Lanza pulled us into the fucking locker room or into the shower and said, okay, we know what happened and all this stuff. but this is first night, brand new arena. We need the fucking doomsday device. And I looked at him and I said, I'll do it.
This is after you broke your neck and you just came back?
After he broke his neck. No, he didn't come back. He never stopped.
Wow.
He
I was out
continued.
5.5 weeks. I was supposed to be out 20 weeks.
Yeah.
And I was out 5.5.
And I said, I will do it. I said, I'll do it. I'll take it. Because I know I have the ability, I have this Cactus Jack ability to be able to turn myself into jelly at any time, to where I can just, splatter on the ring and not get hurt and everything. And these people that say that Vince made him do this, Vince made him do that, Vince did this, guess what? Vince has done worse, bigger stunts, Shane and all that, than anyone in wrestling. So if you're going to say that, then fuck you.
The only thing about that situation is we were a
These are
little
the
concerned
stories.
about Hawk that night.
Hawk was in his
So
Right.
I
fucked up
said,
area.
well, I don't want to do the flip.
Yeah.
So they said, okay. Let's have Animal go down with you.
See, that was the thing. There's two ways. You can either both
it back.
fall or
Right.
take the flippy.
But they come back and said the office wants you to do the flip.
I said, I'll take the flip. I said, I know. I leaned totally to the side. He hit me. I did a little, but
I did. I said, okay, I'll do the flip.
yeah.
And Hawk being, we love Hawk to death. And we took care of him quite a few nights. And, but that's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm trying to get across is that, we paid our dues. We never whined. We smiled a lot. We did what we were told. And I just want Vince to know that we were loyal to him and we worked fucking 110% every night. And I don't blame anybody, but it happened.
It happens.
Did he apologize after the match? Did Hulk apologize after?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, we do stuff every night that could kill someone and has killed someone. And we know that. And to lace your boots up and do it is something which really pisses me off about nowadays. Because these guys get no respect. They don't fucking care. They don't know. I mean, they don't know who we are, So, fuck them, I mean, bitter about the business? Not at all. Bitter about the people? 100%. I left on good graces. I left still friends with the McMahons. I still get a check from them every 3 months. And, it's ridiculous. Fuck these fucking people. Everybody's got somebody else to blame. You know what you're getting into. It's like football. It's like this. It's like this. Okay. Hey, come to my amusement park. Okay. All right, here's this roller coaster. It's the most awesome roller coaster you've ever seen. But you could get hurt on it.
Right.
So, it's up to you. So, fuck them. Mark Marrow, fuck him. He's been, and I watched the thing, with Black.
Benoit, you mean?
No.
Steve Blackman. Yeah,
Steve Blackman. And, they don't believe, there's no love in the business anymore. There's no way to, we started out I started out in Florida. He started out there. We learned this. And you know what? In Florida, it was a different style. And in Memphis, it was ha-ha in Memphis. It was hard, it was like shoot style here. It was this, that. And we fucking did all that and learned and became it. And to sound cocky or not, I think we were the best in my opinion, Bobby and Dennis were the best tag team. But I think me and him were the best
But we could have had a good match with
at, well, I think we were the best people at making anyone look good.
Yeah, and even
Furnace on the Fine, you guys worked too, right?
Loved them.
yeah,
Terrible
like
wrestlers.
pulling teeth, but good people.
Blackjacks.
The Black Chicks, that's a weird story because we had a match with them like 2 days after we went on the road. I came home from the road, and my mom and my family had taken a vacation up to his house and was staying with him. And I came home and I opened my house, and my cousin who lived with me had killed himself. And, and I had to call up there with my family and him and everything like that and do the whole thing. But then we still got on the plane. We went there and we did a match with Blackjacks in like Vancouver or something.
Mm-hmm.
And, we did it. You do your job. This is what it is. It's P.T. Barnum. Vince McMahon is the P.T. Barnum of our era. And guess what? Fuck everybody else. Do what you gotta fucking do. If you love it. It's what I hate. I'm now in the chef business and everything. And I hate people that come to work and hate their job. Guess what? Fuck you. Quit your job and do something you love. In our economy,
You ain't gonna find anything.
you can find something.
Right.
You can always do something. Fuck unemployment. Fuck this. Just do what you love.
What?
My brother, perfect example. My brother lied about his age when he was 14. Got a job bagging groceries for Albertsons. 25 years later, he's a store director and runs an entire store. Albertsons just got bought out by Publix. He's out of a job. 25 years of that, nothing.
It's crazy.
It is crazy. So guess what? Why not do what you fucking love? I mean,
We did.
we did, and we will do. And fuck these people. I'm not a computer guy and this, and I've heard the people like, oh, this guy did me wrong. This guy did me wrong. Guess what? You're a fucking adult. You're an adult. You're responsible for all of your action. If this guy starts doing something wrong to you, then leave. We have the greatest job in the world.
Without a doubt.
I've done except for crack and heroin, I've done every drug in the world. I've had every high. I went and saw fucking Beauty and the Beast on Broadway on mushrooms. And it was awesome. I've just spent almost over $200 for Neil Diamond tickets, who's like my idol, and I have fucking acid that the guy gave me. And I'm going to take it. You know what you're doing. So guess what? If you have to blame somebody, then you shouldn't be in it. So fuck you. Fuck all these people that do these shoot interviews and just bitch about Vince McMahon and all that. Guess what? Vince McMahon made you a fucking mint. Vince McMahon made you a fortune. The only person I can't speak for is him because of his situation with his neck and all that. But
The only thing I regret is we didn't get that second chance after that.
we didn't get the second chance, but in my opinion, we got the respect. And the respect is more than that to me.
I still got like a couple more questions to ask you guys.
I ain't going nowhere.
All right.
I'm in my room.
What about when Scott and Kevin left for WCW? How did things change as far as backstage politics go? Did Sean calm down now that
Yeah. Quite a bit.
Do you want...
Everything
Let-
sort of
let-
switched
let
over.
me handle this one.
Yeah,
Let me handle this
everything
one.
sort of switched over.
Let me handle this one as a shoot interview. Kevin and Sean, or Kevin and
Scott.
Right.
What was his name?
Scott?
Scott.
Hall.
Who did he ever-
Wrestler.
You know, the guy with the toothpick.
Carlito?
Yeah.
No, but anyway, yeah, and that's when Sean started hanging out with us a lot. And Sean would lose it and everything and come out after meetings with Vince and just be livid. And he would come to me and Mark, and me and Mark would get in the car and take him and get him high and fucking calm him down and bring him back. And Vince McMahon never said this, but he said, somebody said, I should pay you guys for weed for calming Sean down every time he got, freaked out. Yeah.
What about the Outlaws? You guys got to work with these guys again?
Oh, Barry and Bradshaw Outlaws?
No, the Outlaws. What was the Outlaws?
The bikers.
Yeah, not the Harris twins.
The
Outlaws was
that was DOA. Wasn't the Outlaws Wyndham?
Yeah,
and,
Gunn and Billy Gunn
and
Road Dogg. Yeah, Road Dogg.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Probably one
our
of the
last
best
match together on Monday Night
Probably
Raw
one of the best tag teams ever.
Was with them.
Yeah, Billy
With my
Gunn.
broken neck.
Billy Gunn, phenomenal body. In my opinion, in the history of wrestling, the most athletic
I told
person
him
ever.
it was always physical with them. Remember, I broke his thumb one week and he
And
broke
he's
mine the
standing up.
next.
And Brian, who is still, one of my best friends, I think is probably, he's an Armstrong, so it's like being a Samoan.
Right.
They're, it's in their genes. And I think Brian is probably the most, as far as I can say, entertaining. He's the most entertaining wrestler of all time.
Mm-hmm.
You guys also got to work with the Harris twins, Ron and Don. Memories of those two big guys.
Pussies. Love them. No, don't get me wrong. If Ronnie and Donnie see this, I love you both. But they bitched and moaned on the whipping matches and everything like that. Ronnie and Donnie weren't very good. I love them to death.
Couldn't do it.
They couldn't do it.
Who came up with the whole Southern Justice gimmick?
Well, actually, it was my thing. Do you remember the movie The Replacement Killers?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I
He come
saw
up with the gimmick, and I sort of come up with the name.
Yeah, it was a thing. I saw it. It was Chow Yun Fat as a hitman in a suit and everything, walking into you remember the beginning of it, walks into the techno music and everything and busts out everybody with the suits and all that and everything. And I brought Kevin Dunn in, who was our director, and I showed him that, and I said, I want that. I said, that's what we want to do. And he goes, okay, well, we'll do that. But the entrance is too much money for your level. And then 2 weeks later, they gave it to Hunter. So that's cool. But I liked it because we got to do work with, us and Jeff and Brian and Billy. Kid.
Yeah.
Did you like working with Jeff Jarrett?
Yeah.
I've been working with Jeff for years.
Right.
Yeah.
Diddy. Hey, Diddy.
He'll be actually he's in town tomorrow for a different convention. How did Vince change once WCW started beating him in the ratings?
Vince never changed at all.
What was his name?
No,
Vince is Vince.
He never slid a beat. I mean, he
Vince
just,
is one of my, I credit as far as my idols go, is Stevie Wonder and Vince McMahon.
Did WCW ever make offers for you guys to come over there?
After we were in WWF?
When you were in WWE? No. Okay. You guys also got to work with DX, Triple H, and Shawn together.
Phenomenal.
How different to Mark was Triple H around this time from when you worked with him earlier on?
Well, they were doing the tag, so it was a little different for Hunter at the time, but he's just an awesome person, awesome worker. He knows he's
Hunter.
He's a
He
ring
is the
general.
smartest.
So,
He is the smartest professional wrestler that I've ever encountered.
Student of the game?
No, master of the game.
Huh.
Bastard. And you took Stephanie from me, you whore.
Think that was a political move, or you think that was a good personal move?
I really had no political power, so I don't see why he would take Stephanie from me for political reasons. No,
He's in like
I don't, because, well, I don't. Oh, well, who knows what goes on in somebody else's mind.
Right.
But I think whether he got with Stephanie or not, he would still be where he is.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Now, for Mark, you got hurt again after that. Did you think your career was over at that point?
When I broke my neck,
Yeah.
no, but I knew something wasn't right,
You see that?
and
I
knew
believe
something
that was Hershey, Pennsylvania, when you knew it. Wasn't it?
very, very wrong. And
Yeah.
then I had the spinal fusion done, but that's the time I want to take this little time off and come back, but things have already went haywire by then, so we didn't get the chance.
And then I became Midian.
At that point in time, I was going to ask you, did you fear for your spot?
Who, me?
Yeah, when he got hurt.
No, because I was really good at making other people look good. And while he was hurt, I spent about 2 months in dark matches with a kid named, what was his name? Kurt Angle. Yeah. And, he kept telling me, when are you going to put me on? When are you going to put me on? I'm like, dude, trust me. And Taz the same way. I was the guy that they would put their new guys they wanted to push against and everything.
Right. How did the whole naked Midian gimmick come about?
We were doing... Oh, no, you were gone then. Doing fucking just interview after interview after interview. There was a time we were doing, we were waking up, we were doing radio interviews. We were, doing 5-6 radio interviews from 6 in the morning and all that and everything like that and everything. And it was a time that, I was doing all that stuff after he left. And they said, we need, somebody to do a meet and greet. And I just got out of the ring and I had just done 4 radio interviews and TV and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, all right, fuck it. And I just got out of the ring and I put my fanny pack on. And I walked out, and it was Perry Saturn, actually, who, initiated the whole thing. And I walked out there, and they were like, ha, ha, ha. But the original thing was we were in Montreal, and Kurt Angle had this habit of, after his matches, just getting naked, just hanging around naked in the locker room forever. And I'm like, I'm beating your record, in my mind. So I wrestled second match and Kurt was on 6 or 7. So I wrestled my match and I came back in and I got undressed and had the towel on and I waited until he got done. He got done and he hung around for a while and then he put his underwear on and I went, bam, I won. I beat you. And everybody laughed and everything. And then the next day Vince goes, hey, we want to, try to think, because Vince would always do stuff with me, to see if I would do it, jokingly and everything.
Right.
And he was like, hey, we want you to run into the ring like this and everything. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. So then I spent the next 3 months running in a fanny pack through a ring, making $350,000 a year for no bumps and, about 15 seconds worth of work. So who's the fucking fool?
Exactly. That's good worker. What any other good stories from WWE around this time period as far as locker room goes, ribs or
WWE.
WWF, WWE, any other good stories?
What about Montreal and you and Hunter? Can you tell that one?
That would be the ultimate story, but in the situation he's in right now, I don't think that could be the story.
All right.
And you guys so want that right now, don't you?
Without a doubt.
It's a long time ago, man.
We can't.
No. Okay.
I can't. Yeah. Stories.
Well, here's a question. Are you guys surprised looking now? I don't know if you guys watch the current product. Do you guys watch the TV at all? Okay. Well, right now, they're not really doing a lot of emphasis on tag team wrestling in WWE. Are you surprised about that?
No, because from what we learned, Vince goes in stages. He runs a lot of tags. He runs a lot of singles. You know, and all that and everything. And I'd like to just say this: that CM Punk, they just gave him the belt and everything. You know, fuck no, I'm just kidding. I think he is he's, you know, him and MVP make me, you know, proud to be a wrestler still. And there's so many people that don't.
Mm-hmm. What do you think is wrong with the business today?
It's a cookie cutter. It's there's no territories. You can't learn psychology in this territory, ha-ha in this territory, strong style in this territory, and, you know, old school wrestling in this territory because there's no territories.
And we got a taste of all that.
Sure.
That's what made us
That's
complete
what
package.
matters.
What do you think of the lack of kayfabe in today's business?
After fucking Eddie Mansfield cut his head on fucking 2020, I think it went out of the thing. Everybody, that's the question, you know, is it real? That's the thing. Most people, when they ask you, is it real, they don't want to know that, you know, it's fake or anything. But I like to consider us, at least back in our day, as stuntman soap opera. You know, we're a male soap opera, incredibly physical. I mean, we are hitting people as hard as NFL linebackers hit people without pads. I mean, you know, my perfect example is you and Bag spot where you did the cross body and you know, spot in the air and everything.
360.
Yeah.
Well, what about when I give the diamond cutter separate his shoulder?
Yeah, fuck him. No, not fuck him. Dallas is a really good friend of mine and everything, but he complains.
As far as
I love you, Dallas. I'm sorry if you see this.
any regrets looking back?
Just regret we didn't get another chance together because Southern Justice was just taking off, and I believe it would have been good. And
It was all due to injury.
you know, it sucks because it was getting
I have no
it was
regrets.
getting ready to be a third time that night.
Yeah.
You know, we were getting the straps back for the third time, and things were changing, and it was just bad timing.
Out of all the territories you guys worked, what was your favorite besides WWE?
Well, we only did that and together or me and separate.
Well, separate. You said you went to Japan a little bit. You didn't really talk.
Yeah.
What company was it for? All or no?
FMW and All Japan. Yeah.
What do you remember working for FMW and Anita and all those guys?
Haven't said. Wow. How far is this like international?
Yeah, people probably see it over there. Yeah, I mean,
Oh, let it rip, man.
Having sex with Godwinns' wife while he was out of town. Yeah. Please don't tell him I said that.
Oh, too late, you just did. Hey, Andy, he screwed your wife.
Yeah. Memphis was mine. I mean, I was Memphis, born and bred. You know, I was Florida born and bred, and that was it. I mean, the opportunity. You know, one of the other greatest things was as a baby, I got to work a tag team match. Me and me and what's his name? The Texas guy with the beard. Oh God, Eric Embry.
right.
Me and Eric Embry in the tag team match. Me as Leatherface with Tojo Yamamoto as our manager. against Jerry Lawler and Jackie Fargo. Come on.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Yeah. Oh, and fuck Ric Flair.
Looking back, what was your favorite match that you guys have had together as a team? Who would you consider?
When we won the match at the Garden.
Yeah.
In my opinion. Yeah. I mean, we had some great. Now, you know what? The match at the Garden was our best, our favorite one. But if I had to say, Bass at the Beach with Bags and fucking Scorpio.
Beach Blast.
And
Scorpio and Bags.
And me and you going at each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you want to say that to maybe not only to your fans, maybe other boys that you never had a chance to say to before?
Other boys?
Yeah, or the fans.
Oh, anybody that's gonna watch it. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
To the boys, if you're in this, just love it, man. I mean, just love it. You literally have the greatest job in the world. And I piss on you if you fucking take it for granted. And most of you do. And you know who I'm talking about. We got to live the lives of kings. We did everything that everyone could dream. I tell this story, and I'm going to tell it right now, and I don't give a fuck. The night we won the belts at Madison Square Garden, we were picked up at the airport, Newark. Me, him, and Savio went to a hospital in Queens where kids who are never getting out of the hospital, they're quadriplegics, sorry, hiccup. And they're never getting out of the hospital. We spent hours there with these guys, giving them t-shirts and everything, and it was just, they were writing with their mouth and everything. And it just made their day and everything, and it just made me respect how great we have it. And then me, him, and Savio got back in the limo after that, and all of us cried because of how lucky we are. And then we went back to the hotel, and then me and him got a limo. He's a hog farmer. My dad's a mechanic. My mom's a secretary. We're everyday people. We get a limo. We go to Madison Square Garden, and we, unfortunately, besides the fucking Click ruining the night, we stole the fucking show that night. We ruled it. We left that. We got back in our limo. We took a couple hits of acid. Drove back to the fucking hotel. Met up with these two girls. The one girl that, just wanted to be with us and everything. And, fucking count eyes over here. Had his girl on and everything. And I was like, dude, there's no way I'm laying here with a girl who isn't having sex with me.
Right.
So I get out. I walk out to a fucking elevator, opens up. These two girls they used to see. So I spent all day at a hospital for kids, making them feel better. I just win the tag team titles in Madison Square Garden. And then I have sex with a black girl and a white girl at the same time. And then I go back home.
Newark, Ebony and Albert,
yeah. And you guys, you won't have that. It's not there anymore. I'm sorry. I love you guys and I want you guys to do good, but it's not in your fucking heart. And I hope it is. John Cena, I love you. It's in your heart. Do it. Batista, you can do it. Undertaker, I everything I do is to make you proud of me. Just realize how fucking good you have it. I mean, there are people that get up every day and go to fucking jobs that they hate. And these motherfuckers are out of wrestling school and they're doing shit and they're bitching about their fucking seats on an airplane. I rode fucking in a middle seat all the way to Tokyo to wrestle with fucking Joe LeDuc and fucking Terry Funk. They don't have the respect for it anymore. And I'm sorry, you know.
It's changed. It's not the same.
It isn't the same animal. You know, I mean, we led. People can lead, take our leads, but can you follow? And I really hope you can, but I don't think you can. I mean, it is something that I grew up. I have in my fucking pouch right now. I'll tell you this. When I was coming here, my brother broke out all of our stuff. 2 things in my life that my family obsessed about was professional wrestling and all my children. I became a professional wrestler, and then when I became a chef, I did a private dinner for Susan Lucci. So I got to, you know, fulfill all those things and everything. And last night, my brother brought the stuff out and everything, and it was from 1974 when we were like babies. It was a program for Fort Homer Hesterly Army, the mecca of wrestling back in the day in Tampa. Dusty Harley. The main event was Dusty and Harley. 60 minutes, double color, juice everywhere. Me and my brother crawled up to the rail where they were bleeding all over under the rail.
Right.
And we pressed our fucking programs against it. And he showed it to me last night that I hadn't seen it in like 30 years. We have Dusty Rhodes and Harley Race's blood on a fucking
That's awesome.
program. And I'll show you. You talk. I want to show you what I got.
We only got a minute on this tape, but go ahead.
Forget.
If we have to switch tapes, we'll switch tapes. Just a little bit.
Keep talking. Keep talking.
My little six now. We'll see what happens. Let's grab 22.
Alright, yeah, we'll switch tapes real quick.
If I could go back in time right now and they said, all right, you know, everything you know and everybody you've met ever in wrestling, if you could do something with, I would take it. I really think, yeah, I do, you big homo.
What?
You're
Are we-
what,
are we-
I have no
Are we
regrets.
coming back? Are we gonna do something else, maybe?
You call it, dude.
Okay, man. It's on the table.
You do. I'm gonna have to shut my restaurant down, but hey, I can buy a better one then.
There you go. Well, I want to thank you guys for being here today with us.
Dude,
Thank you, man.
Awesome.
thank you.
Thank you.
TitleMatchNetwork.com